We're here at historic St. Paul's Chapel on Broadway. This is where the truthers are flocking. We're going to go out there and meet them, talk to them, and we hope that some of them have developed, after 7 years, a narrative of the events of 9/11/2001.
Did you redefine me as someone asking for an investigation?
Sure.
At least to spend as much money as they spent on investigating Bill Clinton's blowjob?
Now here's a question, though, when people ask about a new investigation. If you include real physicists, structural engineers, seismologists, metallurgists, avionics techs, forensic specialists, fire safety people, you're going to replicate the results of the original investigation.
How was that?
Well, I mean, there's real science and there's bogus science. Stephen Jones has been tweaking a contaminated dust sample for 4 years, and he's found absolutely nothing.
Okay, let me ask you a question. I work with metals, okay? I heat treat metals. I harden and temper metals. The official version has the Twin Towers coming down because the metal was heated enough to deform, correct? Well, let me tell you a little, to weaken. Let me tell you a little secret. The molecular structure of steel doesn't start changing until all the steel of the whole building would be heated to near the temperature at which you say that steel would deform. For example,
the NIST report discusses this in great depth.
You want to know something? My forebearer started NIST in the 1850s, Edward Howard, America's top horologist. I know a little bit about NIST, and let me tell you something. Again, I will say, for the steel to deform enough, for you to say the trusses started to deform, the trusses would collapse, the floors would start to collapse, all the steel in the whole building would have to be heated to near that temperature, because heat is whipped away along steel more than water.
Why do you say all the steel when you see clearly the inward bowing of external columns?
As soon as you... What inward bowing of external columns?
It's visible on all the videos. You see very clearly the inward bowing of the external columns. Now that eventually weakens the...
happened because they took the 47 internal columns down down? And that would cause the bowing. Remember,
no.
The percent of the weight of the World Trade Center was being heard by the internal columns, where the elevators were. The 47 structural columns. The skin on the outside was just an adjunct to that. That was the construction of the building.
I don't mean this in an offensive way, but you haven't read the NIST report. You should read the executive summaries.
What is this? Was it a pancake collapse?
No, they rejected that.
Okay. Then how did it collapse?
They explained that the inward bowing of the external columns eventually caused the floor trusses to give way.
What about the internal columns? Where were the internal columns?
Well, on the impact floors, there were several of them.
I saw that being built. Do you know how big they were? You know how thick that steel was?
Yes.
And let me tell you something. Again, all the steel would have to be heated to near the temperature that...
I've discussed this with Thomas Eager, a metallurgist at MIT, Alan Pence, another metallurgist at Lehigh. Okay, I mean, they don't have a problem.
A screwdriver blade, and I have. And I'm telling you, I can't harden and temper I can't get a molecular change by the edge of the screwdriver unless the whole blade is heated to that heat.
What do you think happened to the Twin Towers?
Oh, God, I don't know. That's why I want an investigation. I really want an investigation. I don't know. I don't know. That's why I want an investigation. I really want an investigation. I don't know. I don't know.
All right.
I'm not going to advance. I really don't know.
Okay, but who would you like to conduct that second investigation?
Possibly an international tribunal.
But again, you'd need real scientists. I mean, in this country, we have theologians and talk radio hosts and Marxist literary theorists who all say Bush did it, but...
Well, I've heard real scientists say that. Why did it come down in free fall speeds?
But it didn't.
15 seconds?
Well, free fall would be 9.8.
Okay.
I mean,
So,
you know...
But this is 110 stories. You would imagine that the debris would create some resistance.
I'm not passing myself off as a physicist, but one quick answer. When someone says free fall speed, you point out that the debris is falling faster than the building, so it can't be free fall speed. You know, you just look at it. If the debris is falling faster, then it can't be free fall.
Where did the energy come from to pulverize the concrete? If you look...
The kinetic energy when the top 30 floors collapse...
Wait a second. There's only potential energy in that building.
But once they start moving, it's kinetic.
Where did the kinetic energy come from to explode the building out?
It didn't...
Where did it come from? You have to get energy. If you calculate the energy of position of that building before it came down, and you calculate the damages that it does, and all the energy had to be added to that system.